Hi, I'm Gareth. I'm just wanting to record a testimonial video for my first try out of the med bed. First of all, the installation was easy. I just took a photograph of my bed. I stripped the covers back as they suggested and uploaded it. That went very simply. It was a no fuss thing. And I first tried it out in the afternoon, which I thought would be tricky at first, but just during the day would I be able to relax enough. But it actually went really well, because as I lay down I asked the med bed to activate and then just concentrated on just breathing and dropping, and then I asked it to focus on certain areas of my body and then let it begin. And at first I felt it, but it wasn't very powerful, so I told it to activate or to increase power, to increase intensity, and then I really felt it, and it was like a warm energy that just spread right through my body. I didn't feel it localised. I asked to concentrate on my hip, which was sore, and my shoulder, which has been reconditioned many years ago. And that was the main thing, because it's a physical problem that I can feel any benefit from straight away. I'm epileptic. I have a scar on my brain in the left hippocampus from a poisoning injury when I was very young, 18 months old. The scar has been identified and I do have MRIs for that. So long term I'd really love to keep going with that treatment of the epilepsy, and then perhaps get another MRI down the track and see what that shows. But there are some other symptoms with the epilepsy, with the scar, because of where it is, which is to do with memory and sometimes auditory processing. So that's something I can look at over the next few weeks. But like I said, initially the energy just really grew, and I dropped into it for a good hour, and I thought I would have problems staying awake, but I actually didn't. I wasn't fully awake, but I wasn't asleep either. I was really just relaxed in the experience of it, and that really surprised me. But also the feeling, it was very beautiful actually, very strong feeling. And when I went to deactivate the med bed again, no problem. I just simply asked it to stop, and I stood up, and the feeling though, like joy, or very happy feeling, stayed with me for quite a while. In fact, probably for the next day or two, gradually slightly dissipating. So much so that not long after I stopped the session, I needed to go down to the shop, or I decided to go down to the shop just locally, and driving was no problem. And in fact, the whole experience was quite unusual, quite a happy experience. Traffic seemed to flow, everything just seemed to happen simply and easily. I guess we're all in a quantum field together, so that influence must be quite strong in lots of ways. So yeah, I'm looking forward to starting to continuing that experience, and I'll report back in and definitely see what happens with the epilepsy. That's a bit more of a long-term thing, I guess. But the next day the hip was, and still is not sore. I've been walking without a problem. My shoulder as well, been using it, there's no aches and pains coming from it. So I don't see any problem with my brain repairing either. So I look forward to coming back on and letting you all know about that. Okay, thanks.